Good day, sir, and good day, everyone. And we are the Group 3, and we are here to present our laboratory experiment number 1, which is the diode application, rectifier, clipper, and clamper circuit.
So hello everyone, I'm Jenica Jones Mbo with Mr.
And I am Adrian Ilagan.
And I am Creational B. Marquez. For the introduction explains what a diode is and why is it important in electronic circuits. A diode is a semiconductor device with two terminals that allows current to flow in only one direction and blocks it in the opposite direction. This happens because of the p-n junction, which controls the flow electrons depending on whether the diode is forward biased or reverse biased. Because of this property, diodes are used in different types of circuits. One example is a rectifier, which converts alternating current, which is the AC, into direct current, which is the DC. And another example is a clipper, which removes or limits a portion of a signal to protect electronics components. There is also the clamper circuits, which shifts the entire waveform upward and or downward by adding a DC level without changing the shape of the signal. Overall, the purpose of this experiment is to understand how these diode circuits work and to observe their behavior using simulation tools and measuring instruments. Next.
So next po, punta po tayo sa objectives which is may dalawa pong objective ang ating laboratory. Ang una po is layunin nito na ipakita namin kung paano gumagana ang junction diode at kung paano ito ginagamit sa electronic circuits. Then the second one po is para malaman natin o mapag-aralan kung paano ginagamit ang diode sa iba't ibang circuits katulad na lang ng mga rectifier, clipper, clamper at kung paano ito binabago ang input ng isang circuit. Next po, punta naman po tayo sa materials. The first one po is adjustable direct current power supply. The second one is function generator. Third one, resistors. And the fourth one is 1N400 silicon diode, breadboard, connecting wires which is size number 22, and multimeter, oscilloscope, and simulation software which is Multisim po. Punta naman po tayo sa procedure which is ang una po ay half-wave rectifier circuit. Figure 1 po at pinapakita po nito is gamit po yung function generator is nagbibigay po ng 1 kHz sensual signal na may 5 volts voltage peak bilang input nito. Then punta po tayo sa figure number 2 which is gamit naman po yung oscilloscope and ang resulta po nito pinapakita naman po nito yung output waveform ng rectifier gamit ang oscilloscope po kung saan makikita ang peak voltage. Figure C po. Sa circuit naman po na ito is pinapakita na ginagamit ang multimeter upang sukatin ang average voltage ng output na may kahalagahan na makikita po natin sa picture na may halaga po na 1.31 volts voltage po. Ganun. The figure D po is half-wave rectifier circuit which is peak inverse voltage diode. Ang pagsusukat naman po dito is makikita po natin ng maximum reverse voltage na po ang nabasa o na-read ay 5 voltage po. Then move on naman po tayo, punta po tayo sa table. Yan, table po. Pinapakita po sa table ang pagkakaiba ng simulation at saka manual computation ng half-wave rectifier para po sa peak voltage, average voltage, and peak inverse voltage na makikita po natin yung sa percentage difference po which is sa peak voltage po is 1.58% and the next one po is average voltage which is 4.16%. Habang ang peak inverse po ay parehong 5 voltage na wala naman pong differences kundi 0, wala po. Then pinapakita rin po nito na consistent ang resulta ng simulation at manual computation. Next po.
So next naman po ay sa full wave. So dito po sa figure 1.2a, pinapakita po dito yung full wave bridge rectifier circuit using the 41 and 4001 diodes and a 2.2 kilo ohm resistor connected to a function generator, and also po may oscilloscope din po. Sa figure 1.2b naman po, pinapakita po ng oscilloscope yung wave, both input and output waveforms po. Sa output po, pinapakita po yung kalahating AC signal na kino-convert po sa positive humps with a peak voltage of 5.816 volts. Next slide. Sa figure 1.2c naman po, a multimeter is used here to measure the average output voltage, which reads to be at 3.402 volts, noticeably higher than the half-wave rectifier. Sa figure 1.2 din naman po, this shows the PIV measurement across one of the diodes, which recorded 6.368 volts using the oscilloscope. Next. Dito naman po sa table 2, this table compares the simulated and the theoretical values for the full wave rectifier. Percentage errors were 3.86% for the VP, 4.71% for the average voltage, and 1.08% for the PIB, all within the acceptable range. So, ito naman po ang brief summary po ng naging experiment po sa full wave na rectifier. So for the full wave rectifier, we used 41 and 4001 diodes in a bridge configuration. Unlike the half wave, this circuit converts both halves of the AC signal into DC output, making it more efficient. Sa results po, ang naging peak voltage po ay 5.816 volts, average output na 3.402 volts, and PIB naman po na 6.368 volts. Comparing these to our manual computations, the percentage errors naman po ay nasa acceptable 5% margin, confirming that our simulation and theoretical values were consistent. Next slide. So, dito naman po sa figure 1.3a, pinapakita po dito yung unbiased clipper na may single diode, dalawa din pong 2.2 kilo ohm resistors, and 15 VPP sinusoidal input at 1 kHz. Sa figure 1.3b naman po, the oscilloscope shows the sinusoidal input and clipped output. The positive portion is clipped down to 0.587 volts, while the negative portion remains unchanged. Next slide. Figure 1.3c naman po. Dito naman po ay same clipper circuit po, but with a triangular wave input. The positive peaks are still clipped to 0.587 volt, consistent with the sinusoidal result. Sa figure 1.3 din naman po, with a rectangular wave input, the positive portion is again clipped to approximately 0.587 volts, confirming the clipper behaves the same regardless of the waveform type. Next. Dito naman po sa figure 1.4a, this shows the biased clipper circuit with an added 2 volts DC voltage, which raises the clipping threshold. Sa figure 1.4b naman po, with a sinusoidal input, the biased clipper limits the positive peaks to 2.54 volts, which is the sum of the 2-volt bias and the diode drop. Next, sa figure 1.4 naman, 1.4c naman po, with the triangular input, the clipping level remains at 2.54 volts, consistent with the sinusoidal result. Sa figure 1.4 din naman po, with the rectangular input, the positive portion is again clipped at 2.54 volts, further proving the clipper's consistency across all the waveform types. Next po. So, this table compares naman po the maximum and minimum input peak voltages for both the biased and the unbiased clipper across all the waveform types. Next. So, dito naman po sa table 3B. This table compares naman po the output peak voltages. The unbiased clipper consistently clipped at 0.587 volts while the biased clipper clipped at 2.54 volts across all the waveforms. So, ang ito naman po ang brief summary po na naging laboratory experiment namin po sa clipper. So for the clipper circuit po, we tested both the unbiased and the biased configurations across the sinusoidal and triangular and the rectangular waveforms. The unbiased clipper limited the positive peaks to approximately 0.587 volts, which corresponds to the forward voltage drop of the diode, while the negative portion passed through unchanged. When a 2-volt bias was added, the clipping level rose to approximately 2.54 volts, which is the sum of the 2-volt reference and the voltage diode drop. These clipping levels remain consistent across all the waveform types, proving that the clipper responds to the circuit parameters and not to the shape of the input signal. Yun lang.
For the figure 1.5a sa clamper, sa the negative clamper circuit, which is, ang figure na ito ay nagpapakita ng circuit diagram ng negative clamper na gumagamit ng diode, capacitor, resistor, function, generator, at oscilloscope. Ang function generator ang nagbibigay ng 5 voltage peak input signal na may 1 kHz frequency, habang ang oscilloscope ang ginagamit para makita ang input at output ng waveform circuit. Tapos sa figure 1.5b, which is the negative clamper sinusoidal waveform, ang figure na ito ipinapakita ang sinusoidal input waveform at ang output waveform ng negative clamper. Makikita na ang waveform ay nagsishift pababa. Ibig sabihin, ang signal ay na-adjust papunta sa negative voltage habang hindi nagbabago ang shape ng waveform. Sa figure 1.5c, which is the negative clamper triangular waveform, ang figure na ito ay nagpapakita ng triangular input at output waveform ng negative clamper circuit. Katulad ng sinusoidal signal, ang triangular waveform ay nagsishifts din pababa, pero nananatili pa rin ito ang sa original shape ng signal. Dito naman po tayo sa figure 1.5d, which is the negative clamper, which is the rectangular waveform. Dito naman makikita natin ang rectangular o square input waveform at output waveform ng negative clamper circuit. Tulad ng ibang waveforms, ang output ay na-shift pababa habang hindi nagbabago ang hugis ng waveform. Dito naman po tayo sa positive clamper circuit sa figure 1.6a, which is ang figure na ito ay nagpapakita din ng positive clamper circuit. Ginawa ito sa pamamagitan ng pagbaliktad ng orientation ng diode kumpara sa negative clamper circuit. Pareho pa rin ang input signal ng 5 voltage peak at 1 kHz frequency at ginagamit ang oscilloscope para makita ang output waveform. Dito naman po tayo sa figure 1.6b, which is the positive clamper, the sinusoidal waveform. Sa figure na ito, makikita natin or pinapakita ang sinusoidal input at output waveform ng positive Clamper circuit. Makikita na ang waveform ay nagsishift pataas, ibig sabihin ang signal ay na-adjust papunta sa positive voltage level habang pareho pa rin ang shape ng waveform. Dito naman po tayo sa figure 1.6, the positive Clamper triangular waveform. Sa figure na ito ay nagpapakita ng triangular waveform na dumadaan sa positive Clamper circuit. Katulad ng sinusoidal waveform, ang signal ay nagsishift pataas din. Ngunit nananatili pa rin ang original na hugis na ito. Dito naman po tayo sa figure 1.6D, which is the positive Clamper rectangular waveform. Sa figure na naman na ito ay makikita natin ang rectangular waveform sa positive Clamper circuit. Ang waveform ay nagsishift din pataas, habang hindi nagbabago ang shape ng signal na nagpapakita ng function ng Clamper circuit. Next, dito naman po tayo sa procedure. Sa procedures ng ating table, which is ang table 4A ay nagpapakita din ng input voltage para sa negative at positive Clamper circuits. Makikita din natin na pare-pareho ang mga values ng sinusoidal, triangular at rectangular waveforms na may highest peak na plus 5 volts at lowest peak na negative 5 volts dahil pareho lang ang settings ng function generator, which is ang ginawa ko dyan kaya naging positive 5 kaya parehas 5, which is ni-round off ko lang din. Dito naman po tayo sa ating table B, which is sa table B ay makikita naman natin na ang output voltage pagkatapos dumaan sa Clamper circuits, sa negative Clamper, ang waveform ay nagsishift pababa, kung saan ang highest peak ay malapit sa 0, which is nakikita naman po natin dito sa mga output. Sa output 1.5, makikita natin yung mga 0 dito. Tapos, ang lowest peak ay umaabot naman sa negative 9 volts. Sa positive Clamper, kabaliktaran naman dahil nagsishift pataas ang waveform, kung saan ang highest peak ay umaabot sa around 9 volts at ang lowest peak ay malapit sa 0 volts. Pinapakita ng result na yan, kahit pareho ang input signal, nagkakaiba ang output dahil sa orientation ng diode. Sa nagiging dahilan kung bakit nagsishift pataas o pababa ang waveform habang nananatili ang shape nito. Next po.
So, sa conclusion naman po, in this experiment, we were able to prove that diodes are not just simple components but are actually essential in controlling how electric signals behave. We used three types of circuit. Yung una po ay yung rectifiers to convert the AC to DC, clippers to limit the signal amplitude, and clampers to shift signal levels. Our simulation results matched our manual calculations closely, which means our understanding of the theory was correct. The small differences we got were not errors on our part, but rather a natural result of the diode in multisim not having exactly like an ideal diode o yung 0.7 voltage po na para sa silicon. Overall, this experiment gave us a solid foundation in understanding how diode circuits work in real electronic systems.
Then again, we are group 3 po. Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po, sir. Thank you po.